Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Premium Sport Lounge. Race number 2 takes us to the streets of Paris for 5 difficult and grueling laps. As the cars are rearing to the start, we should focus on the car in last place, the Ford GT. And we're off as the cars hit the line. Holy action already! Both the Ford GT and the Mercs having a huge go, and the Pagani up into second right now. And the GT is up into third actually, passing both the Mercs with ease. And the first place has just kind of flew away. So we put our focus to the battle for second with the GT and the Pagani Zonda. Holy up into second place just temporarily. He fails to, and both the Zonda and GT crash as they move onto the back straight. Will the GT manage to muscle its way past the Zonda? No. He fails to do it. The Merc is slowly being caught up again as we head into the final sector. Merc is very close, but as we all know, the GT4 AI are fairly terrible around the final sector of Upper Paris. The battle for fourth continues. Only the Pagani Zonda is a little bit rear happy. All the lead cars are fairly close, within a second of each other. The Mercedes is already struggling, as the Zonda is trying to sneak past, with the GT40 on its tail. Past Sector 1 into the chicane of Sector 2. The Ford is still stuck to its rival's bumper. Holy, what happened? What a massive dive bomb by the GT40. It's a bit dirty, but what can you expect? The Mercs in the back still struggling. Will the Merc in the front hold off the GT? Yes, it does. Which allows the Zonda to catch up. The Zonda is in. Holy, what's happening here? The Zonda is very close. It's like a precision scalpel trying to sneak past, but failing miserably because of the GT's massive torque, which allows for the Merc up front to keep its lead. Little tail happy on the exit. The Zonda and the GT are still at it. Past Sector 1. Into the chicane for the third time round. Without too much problem. Will we see another dive bomb? Looks like the GT is setting up for one. And we heard a sound. Yes, the GT manages to get the dive bomb down and is up into first. Now, will the Mercedes hold off the Zonda? The GT is just blasting down the straight. Yes, it looks like the Mercedes is still holding off the Zonda. Zonda hitting it in the rear. Holy, what happened here? The GT40 lost all grip and all manner of sense. It just completely crashed out, which allowed the Mercedes to reclaim its rightful place up top, with the Zonda in second. Heading into lap number 4. Holy, what's happening here? The silver Mercedes has lost out to the blue SL600. And the black Mercedes SL is still up on top, with the Zonda very close behind. And the GT40 has climbed right back in contention for first place, as we head for the penultimate time onto the back straight. Holy, does Zonda try to move? Holy, what happened? Jesus Christ, what a move. Can we get a wind back? Look at that! The GT lost its rear and somehow plowed into the side of the Zonda. Can we get a marshal's opinion on this? And the GT40 on the back straight somehow manages to muscle its way past the SL55. If it still manages to keep its composure, it will win. It's very difficult. It's losing all its... It takes all of the power in the world to manage that beast around the tight streets of Paris. Slight contact with the wall on the final time round. Zonda still rear happy, as always. The Mercedes is very conservative. Looks like the GT is unlikely to be caught unless it catches itself out. And Mercedes struggling against the Zonda, going slightly wide on the chicane. Tire wear is, as they say in the business, a bitch. Holy, what happened? And the GTs crashed again, but not as severely as on lap number 3. And is on the back straight. The SL and the Zonda are still in contention for second. Will the Zonda manage? Okay, the GT is very, very slow through the final sector. What was that? Holy. Well, I've seen it all, folks. I think the GT is just toying with the competition. And the Ford GT is across the line and first, with the Mercedes SL55 and the Zonda trailing behind within 5 seconds. What a race, ladies and gentlemen, what a race.